guys? Hey, hope everyone's having a great day. We are back on my Lotus. I'm super excited. As you guys saw from the thumbnail, this is going to be installing face plates on the Lotus Elise gauges. It's going to look so good. So currently the car comes with a lot like the MR2 and the Dodge Neon SRT. I guess this is from the era. So this is a 2006 Lotus Elise. And the era kind of came out, these aren't white, they're more of a silvery color, but I'm going to be doing the HVAC soon. I don't have this part, but I'm going to be doing the back of the gauge clusters today. So that right there is called a faceplate on the back. We're going to be installing a carbon fiber one and a black one. So these are awesome. So here's a carbon fiber overlay. Look at that, that thing's beautiful. I have so much carbon fiber now. So I have this carbon fiber steering wheel, the carbon fiber intake, the carbon fiber wing. Oh my gosh, so much carbon fiber, I'm loving it. But that's gonna look really good. So that's gonna go behind the faceplate, or in front of the faceplate. And then I got a new faceplate right here. So it's just a thin, like, layover faceplate right here, and it says FU. So fabrication, I think is what it is. And this is secondhand from Lotus Talk. These are available, but you can find them online. I think the maker is called Sugar Ray from Lotus Talk. So if you want one of these, go to Lotus Talk. They're available on there. They're about $200, so pretty expensive. Mine's secondhand. That's why it says Exige on there. I would have preferred the Elise one, but I got a secondhand, and the reason I got mine secondhand is because it came with this beautiful carbon fiber overlay. So I'm really excited. So I got these two parts that I'm gonna set right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. This also came with it. This is a clear glass plastic overlay, which I may use that one, or I may use the OEM one. I don't know which one's more scratch. And then also I have taped up right here from when I removed this entire dash and installed that new JVC radio. I actually broke the airbag clips. So I ordered some from Monkey Wrench Racing, and I'm gonna show you guys how to install those too. But I do have the radio that works now, the speakers that work now. I mean, I had this thing ripped up, and I'm really glad to have it all back together. But again, we're gonna rip it up today so that we can have the black faceplate for the gauge cluster. I'm really excited. So currently that's how it looks right there. It's like an orange with the lights on, and then it's white slash silver. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a whitish slash silver. I'd say it's white. But that's how they look on the 2005, I think, all the way to like the 2008. And then the later models, they came with ones that look like that. So that's just like a later model version right there, that black, which looks really good. So I'm excited to do it. So first things first, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. That's how it's lit up before. And then we're gonna remove this, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like afterwards. So let's go ahead and remove the gauge faceplate cover thingy. And so I think I gotta go watch how I did this before. I'm gonna go watch my own video because I have to remove all of this again. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I had to rip this out again. I really didn't want to do this. So there's 2 screws on the bottom on it, 4 screws on the side. You guys see all the screws. And then my least favorite part about this is that to get that off, this part right here, let me show you guys, that part right there, I'm not kidding you, you have to yank on that thing like it's the end of the world. Like, and with a Lotus, you're like, do I really want to be doing this? Because how much is this thing to replace this thing? And like, there's these 4 clips here on the back side of this. You have to yank. But once you have that out, and I've been doing this from the passenger side. I feel like this is easier for me to have better access for the passenger side. Now you can see 4 screws. I think it's the 4 screws that are holding this thing in. I don't remember. But hopefully I can just do the 4 lefty-loosey on those. And then once I get those out, I can get this faceplate out so that we can install that new carbon fiber one with the black overlay. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, honest to goodness, this is not an easy job. This is not an easy just, oh wow, I'm gonna pull this off and then reinstall this. So the way that I had to get this off, I had to do this before when I had to de-wire my radio. If you guys remember, the radio was just jacked on this car, which is crazy because this car has like 6,000 or 7,000 miles on it, was never driven really hard. Then the guy bumped it in, got the new clam on there, and between owning it just for that time, the individual that owned this car put an entire stereo that was aftermarket and just went nuts on it, and it was a pain to remove all those wires. I don't know if you guys remember that video. You don't really watch that video, but I think it only had a few hundred views, but it was a ton of work to get this radio, like so much work to get this radio installed, and this car didn't even come with a radio. So I think he took the faceplate out of it when he sold the car. But yeah, so I'm glad to finally have this back out. If you look in here, that's how many screws it was. I don't know, 15 screws. They're all Phillips heads, but that's how much work it took to get this, the faceplate, the gauge cluster out. So now what we're gonna do on this is we're gonna flip this over and then see how that we can take this. So I think that what you do, I watched online, I think you just cut this out right here, to be honest. I don't even think you need to go into the back. We're just doing the fascia. So you just cut this out and then you glue it back in. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this out with a razor blade. Okay, so this is a faceplate. Again, this came from Lotus Talk. The guy's name is like Sugar Ray or something like that. Yeah, sells these. This is separate. I don't know if he sells this with it or not. I think this is a special piece here. And I was able to get inside of the Elise one, and here's what the Elise one looks like. So this is the Elise one, you guys see this? I took an X-Acto blade, whatever it is, a box cutter, and I went around right here, around this, like that, and there's this adhesive glue. Once I got underneath there, I got my finger underneath it and pulled, and it popped and came loose. So this is what the original one looks like. See, it has that kind of like gray, and it says Lotus right in the middle. But and then right here, you guys can really see this now, but look right here. This is like a chromy silverish. It's not really white. So I think the next thing you do, I don't know how stuck in here this is. I'm gonna pull this part off, and that's where that carbon fiber overlay is gonna sit. So just like that. Ooh, that looks cool. And then, but for the faceplate, I think you need to pull the little the tacks. You need to pull those up very gently. Pull those up, and then just I think it's just an overlay. So then I think you just lay that on top like that, and then we're done. I don't think it's hard. It's pretty simple. Oh, this is kind of sticky in here. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's pull up these little RPM and speedometers and pull those up, and then we'll do the this one from Sugar Ray at Lotus Talk. Yeah, if you guys want any Lotus parts, Lotus Talk is where it's at. I've shopped for most of my stuff at Lotus Talk. All the stuff is available. All right, this wasn't bad. This part wasn't bad. Okay, so on these needles, the speedometer and the tachometer, make sure you have them all where you want them to be. So like if they're at 0 like they're not going, 0 miles per hour, and the revolutions is at 0, when you go to put the new overlay in, make sure it's the same. I don't know what this is, but this might be part of the LED lighting, this little plug thing right now. I'm not sure what that is, but we're gonna leave it like that. So I pulled those up. Now there's these little like these things that popped out. These are the retainer clips. And I assume that that's what holds this thing in place. So I think that we're ready now to put the new one in. So let's just set the new one in, set these little clips in, and then put it back together. And I mean, that wasn't that hard at all. The hard part about this is, to be honest, was removing the faceplate, the speedometer, and the gauge. That was really a pain to get that out of the Lotus Elise. And I think Exige is gonna be the same way. It was not. Okay, so now that's on there. Again, I put it right at the speedometer where it was. The RPM is at 0. The speedometer is at 0. So at 0. If I put it at 20, it would have been 20 miles an hour off. So if I was going like, I don't know, 20 miles an hour, it would have read 40 miles an hour, which would have been wrong. You don't want that. So that's an easy way to get a ticket. So this kit, the one that I got, if you would have put this back on, it would have like hit all that. You guys see that? So mine came with this clear one, like that. So anyways, I think that I'm gonna use the clear one. Otherwise, it'll have that overlay. So the next thing, before we do this, we're gonna take this carbon fiber piece and overlay the carbon fiber piece, and then we'll put that. But I'm gonna use some cleaner real quick and clean all this. Okay, so I haven't put any glue on it yet, but I'm kind of nervous. I had this super glue that I was gonna use and do it around this, but it came with like this black epoxy glue that I kept on removing on the OEM one, and so I think like I should look for some of that. So I'm gonna look online real quick, or just look, see if I can find some of that before I use this super glue. I wanna maybe use that black around the edge of this because I want it to have a really nice waterproof seal. But yeah, that looks pretty mean. I love the carbon fiber. I like the black. It's funny that it says Exige. I have an Exige front clam, but it is what it is. It's an Elise. I wish it was an Exige. That being said though, that I think this is gonna look really nice with that carbon fiber in there. Okay, so I went to the store and let me set this. What am I set? This needs to sit for, let's just be careful. We'll set it there. And that needs to sit for, I'm gonna say 24 hours. So I'm gonna leave it for a day. Wow, that looks awesome. I use this black adhesive sealant, silicone RTV is what I used. And I used it around the trim. I made a nice bead line right around there. I think that's kind of what it was from factory. I do feel like with the carbon fiber behind it, it kind of sits up a little bit more than flush. But I think that surround over there, where is that thing right there? I think that will cover a lot of it. And I don't think it's gonna, I think it'll cover some of that. I'm hoping that it covers all that black sealant so you can't see it, and then it'll look mint. But that looks pretty sick to me. I like it a lot. I use rubber bands to hold it down. I was looking for a clamp, but I was like, hey, you know what? I'll just do double tight rubber bands. And then I didn't put sealant on where the rubber bands are. And after 24 hours, I'll just cut those. So I'm just gonna let this dry. I think I did a pretty darn good job. So all the behind stuff is the same. It's the same needles. The only thing that I really changed was the faceplate, and it came off pretty easy. Really, it really did. And the carbon fiber overlay. It's different. The carbon fiber overlay is definitely different than the original one, but that looks pretty good. The lighting should be the same color, so it's not going to change color or anything. It'll still kind of be like an orangish, but I think it's going to look pretty good. I might eventually reopen this back up. And this stuff's cool because you can just cut it again. If you did a bad job, you can just use that razor blade to get it off. This is $5 or $6. Rubber bands are $1. So pretty good so far. I'm really excited. I do really hope that I made sure I put the needles on correctly so that they read right. I really hope that I put those on right. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to redo this. But I think I'll plug it in and test it tomorrow. I'll start it with it plugged in before I completely finish it all, and just make sure that I have a nice test fit. So let's let this sit for 24 hours, and then I'll join you guys back tomorrow. Okay, so it's a full day later. I let it dry. Believe it or not, I bought a new battery for this car, and I think it already died. It's a Deca. I was gonna do a video on it, but I haven't done it. So there it is. That's the faceplate. I think it looks pretty good. Actually, it looks really good. Let's go ahead and turn this light on. Oh yeah. So it still lights up. Do you guys see that? Cool. So everything looks good on there. I do want to turn the car on. So let's see if we can put it in neutral. And then we'll see if it'll start the car. Oh, I need to hit the button real quick here. So then we'll hit push to start. So there we go. Awesome. So the tachometer is working, and I think that's about right. I just don't know if I got the speedometer right. I hope I did get it right, but everything else on there looks really good. I think that looks very aesthetic, very clean. Now the biggest thing that sticks out, to be honest, is the red lines. These are really bright, but I think it looks good. I think it looks cohesive. So I'm pretty happy with the outcome of it, to be honest. I think that looks really good. Now, I like my new radio as well. I think the radio looks really good too. And then the AEM air to fuel, I think that looks good. Now, the next mod I really want to do is do the HVAC system, where I do a black faceplate on the HVAC. But currently that's looking pretty sexy. So let's go ahead and remount all this. Okay, so now our goal is to reassemble all of this. So we're just gonna go backwards. And then once I'm done with that, I will install the new airbag clips. So I'll show you guys how to do that one too. And then the only thing that I really want to do on the interior, I think that's about it. I might do those funny little, they do these like aluminum that match kind of this. I might do those. And then I do want to do the HVAC system. And I think you might be able to just pull on these knobs and lay it over that one. I'm not sure. But I want to do this black here, this, and then I want to do this black too. So I'll have that one painted and then do the surround behind here black. And I think that would look pretty aesthetic and we'd be pretty complete. But I'm loving that black dials and I love the black carpet. Look at that. So I'm done. I put it all back together. That fan noise is that the turbo's intercooler's fan noise. But here, let's start that over again. So we're gonna pull the key back out and I'm gonna show you guys kind of this. I think I did a really good job. Okay. I love that the radio works too. All right, let's turn that back on. So there's all the lights. So the gas light, the e-brake, the oil, the seat belt. Let's do that one more time. So turn signals, high beams, it's just kind of checking everything. And then let's turn this one on. Oh, that looks good. Sick, sick. That's dope. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. Woo! That is a good looking Lotus interior. Hashtag race car. That's awesome. Let's do the unlock button and then start it back up. So unlock, forward unlock, and then it should, yeah. That is awesome. Lights on. That is so cool. Now the only thing I need to know is if the speedometer is right. Let's see if the light comes off. Yep, that is so cool. Oh man, I love the carbon fiber. That looks so good in there. Let me grab a flashlight to show you guys the carbon fiber light. Let me grab a light. So I think that looks phenomenal. Good job, Mitch. Not an easy project at all. I would say like pretty difficult, to be honest. Like a 3, maybe even a 4, a 3 out of 10, or 3 out of 5. I would say pretty difficult, but the results are awesome. This is available. So these are available at Lotus Talk. The guy's named Sugar Ray or Sugar or something like that. Sugar Ray, I think it's something like that. But I really like them. The next one I gotta buy, they're expensive though, like 200 bucks. It's a lot. But it looks cool. And I really don't like that. I did the same thing on my MR2. I really don't like face plates that are the white. It reminds me of very early 2000s that look dated. So the next thing to do on mine will be to do the HVAC, and I'll do it black, which will look really, really nice. And but I mean, to me, that really modernizes it. It looks like I got the newer version of the Lotus. That is awesome. So before we finish, let me show you guys how to install the airbag clips. So that'll be a how-to as well. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so I was using some tape to hold this up. We're gonna remove it. I hope it didn't leave any marks. Yeah, it didn't leave any marks. Okay, so that's falling down now because I was using tape to hold it up. I'm leaving the car on to run it for a little bit. Do you guys see this back behind here? So the reason that I'm doing this, and then here are the parts. So this is from Monkey Wrench Racing. I got 4 of them. And if you guys look right here, see there's like a little screw and then a push pin clip. The Lotus died. Let's turn it off. There we go. The push pin clip right here. So we're gonna screw this in, I believe, yeah, right there to the back side of those. I'll have Monkey Wrench Racings, and you can just type in, I might have the link for these below if you need these, and you just screw them in here and then you push it in. It should hold the airbag in. They're like one-time breakaway, and it's kind of sucks because it'd been nice if I didn't have to buy these, but let's screw these in and then push those back in and then kind of be done with the interior for a while. Okay, so I screwed them in slightly, I mean not too hard. I don't want to break them off, and you guys can see 1, 2, 1, 2, and now I believe it's ready to just go in there perfectly. And you know, if God forbid I ever use this airbag, it would just shoot out properly. These little seatbelt holds will hold that back, and then the airbag the passenger would be okay with the airbag. So let's go ahead and push this in. I'm gonna use 2 hands, so I'm gonna set you. All right, pushed it in. Wow, perfect fit. Looks like exactly where we were. So I'm in love with my interior now. I think I did a very good job. Very, very good job. A lot of work, but it was worth it. The Lotus is difficult because it's very small. I'm 6'4", and so the interior is very tiny. So if you're a smaller person, this might be a better car for you. I love my interior now. This is exactly what I wanted. I think I did a very good job with it. I love the shift light. I love the red with the black. That's so me. I love the carbon fiber. I just love it all. I love the 6-speed gated. I honestly think I've done a really, really good job with this. Yeah, I think I've done a really good job. I love this push to start. I think it's so cool. So you gotta hit the unlock over here, and then you hit push to start, and it starts right up. That is so cool. I love it. And then you can turn the lights on right there. That looks awesome. Music. You can do the AC. And it does have AC too. My car does have AC. And it's turboed, which is crazy. My MR2 doesn't even have AC. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed it. So next video we're going to put the Lotus up on jack stands, and we're going to go pick up the clam. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys enjoy this. Any questions, comment down below. I'll help you. Not the easiest of mods, but the end product is dope. That looks so cool. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. Subscribe. I'll be back with my TRD high spoiler 2 for the CELICA, so come back for that content as well. I'll see you guys on the next video.